Hey guys, Hangover Gang. I know I've kept you waiting, but it's time. It's time to get the response to Single White Female from our guy, Tom MacDonald. So here at Urb'n Barz, we get the best reactions to rap, hip hop, and urban music from around the world. And today, it's time for Tom MacDonald to lay the smackdown on Dave or Mac Lethal and forever tattoo his name on his mind. Guys, Tom MacDonald and Mac Lethal Sucks, which is the Mac Lethal diss number 2. Let's go, guys.
Oh my god.
So the first thing we see Tom MacDonald do is chuck his mobile phone down. So obviously that's in response to the Mac Lethal response himself, the Mac Lethal diss. So I mean, Tom just thinks it's a joke. So let's see what happens next.
Listen, I think I can hear it. McLethal is hyping himself in the mirror. His wife tries to tell him that she's getting curious. He just yells, "Shut the fuck up, it's just Tom Guy's serious." I hoped you would kill it. I'm always an optimist. Thought your response would be flawless and awesome. It's gotta be hard finding time to perfect all your rhymes every night at Narcotics Anonymous. Hi, Dave. Hi.
Oh, Narcotics Anonymous. That's hard, Tom. Tom, that's hard, mate.
Perfect all your rhymes every night at Narcotics Anonymous. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. I'm not even trying. You don't scare me at all. If you did a drive-by, I'd wave. It's so
That is funny, guys. So Tom is basically responding to Matt Lethal with his own version of his own diss. And in my opinion, he thinks that Matt Lethal is just so whack that, well, he's not even having to respond to him. So he's saying, hi Dave, hi Dave, hi Dave. So that's what you do. Like, in my opinion, you respond to a little child that way. So hi Dave. Goes back to my Eddie Murphy thing. So I'm not going to talk about that, raw and delirious, but we'll talk about it another time maybe. Hi Dave. And he goes that he wouldn't even respond to him. And he goes something like, if you responded to him in that way, it would be in that singy songy sort of style, and it won't even be like a drive-by. It would be like a wave-by. That was funny. Just rewind that, guys. That was hilarious. Oh, Tom.
to perfect all your rhymes every night at Narcotics Anonymous. Hi Dave, hi Dave, hi Dave. I'm not even trying. You don't scare me at all. If you did a drive-by, I'd wave.
So you don't scare me at all, but if you did, then I'd drive by and I'd say, hi Dave. Oh my goodness me. I have to do that again, guys. That's just too funny.
Scare me at all. If you did a drive-by, I'd wave. It's so cute when you rap. It's like I'm watching my dad trying to use an iPad. You should just give it back. You've been sober like 8 years. You the type of guy who can't have 8 beer, have a single drink and need to get some coke and probably suck a dick for a painkiller. You
Oh, so basically he's saying that Mac Lethal has an addictive personality. Basically, an addictive personality is where if you just take one, so say for instance you've got a food addiction, if you just take one chocolate, you can't stop at one, you'll have to take the whole packet, and then the whole, if there's chocolate in the room, every single thing in the room. So basically, whether it's food, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, no matter what it is, Mac Lethal will have to take everything. So that's an addictive personality. Yeah, you just can't help yourself.
party animal, you bad boy. You're a crazy son of a gun. All that karate and still you're a pussy. You tap on my shoulder and run.
So guys, what is this about Mac Lethal and karate and whatever, martial arts? Is he a martial artist? Does anyone know if he's any good? I mean, that was funny. So basically, Tom's just saying that with all his martial arts, he's still a pussy. Oh dear, that's not good.
Where are you going? I'm over here in a house that you can't afford with your career. Got your own pool, kids in private school. You the fucking mother of the year. You keep talking millions.
So basically, Tom's responding to what Mac Lethal said on his response, going on about he takes his kids to private school, he's a multi-millionaire, he doesn't have to worry about money, etc, and he's doing well, and he had his own private pool, which if he does, then good on him. Good stuff. I mean, we all want to get our own private pool now, don't we, guys? Yeah, I do.
I googled your wealth. You are worth 2, Dave. I am worth 12. You're tweeting at YouTube. Somebody help with my monetized videos. Dave, that's a tell.
Oh, So what Tom's saying there is that if you're so wealthy, etc., why are you worrying about trying to monetize your YouTube videos? So obviously Mac's not in a good space here, so he's asking YouTube to, what's going on with his videos. Interesting.
Oak and ugly, short and stubby, 40 something with a face that was born for punching, act tough, but I know at your courts muffins, the type to wife up the first horror fuck them. Big bad Dave got the Ellen sign.
Oh, I like that. So Tom is dissing Matt Lethal at each and every opportunity. He's calling by his real name, Dave. Big bad Dave. Dave. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. I'm just gonna have to wave. Hi, Dave. Goodbye, Dave. So basically, he's really taken the rise out of Dave, Matt Lethal, whatever. And it's just showing Matt Lethal a lot of disrespect because he doesn't respect him at all. And he's letting Matt Lethal know that.
Cool. Try to ride that wave to the Hollywood sign. Fool. You were so excited just to get invited. Teeth were freshly white and couldn't cheese enough. You said, I love rap because it's counterculture. Dave, counterculture is who beats you up. My future has Grammys. Your future is handies from Tammy, imagining baddies in nasty pajamas and transplanting hair to your head from your fanny.
Oh, transplanting hair from your head, from your fanny. So basically, he's saying, Dave, Mac's an old man. So, so he needs to get all the hair he can because on top of his head, there isn't much there. So he's having to take it from his behind. That's what happens as people age. Yep, there you go.
I saw you doing teeth commercials. Do an actor, Dave. I don't need rehearsals. I'll piss in your mouth till you wheeze and gurgle and stop.
Oh, so he's saying he's seen Dave Macleaf or whatever you want to call him doing teeth commercials, and he's just said he'd pee in his mouth until he wheezes and gurgles. So basically, he's just saying he's going to use Matt Lethal as just a receptacle. That ain't nice. Tom, man, you're going in hard.
I'm on your head till your cheeks are purple. I was a wrestler. I wore spandex. You were a customer. You did Xanax.
So Tom has now addressed what Matt Lethal brought up about Tom used to being a wrestler, wearing spandex and wrestling. So I mean, I don't know where Tom wrestled. I think he wrestled in Canada. I don't know to what level he was wrestling, but is that a bad thing? I don't know. So at least Tom's owning it. I mean, there's no disrespect being a wrestler. Wrestlers entertain, so there you go. I've got no problem with him being a wrestler. Have you? Let me know in the comments.
I'll take you and your bitch by the ear and then smash you together like Stone Cold's beer. Being a fucking loser's in your DNA. This ain't a punchline, it's a PSA.
And now Tom is going in hard. He's saying that Matt Lethal is a loser in his DNA. So basically what he's saying is, if you cut him in half, whatever, you open him up, it will say loser. Oh no.
The chromosomes from your mom and pop create retards and they name them Dave.
Oh no. What Tom just said there is the chromosomes in his DNA, those 23 strings, whatever you want to call it, that make up your DNA, whatever it is that come from his mother and his father, you put them together and what you get coming out is a retard, and that retard is Dave or Matt Lethal. Ross, that's
Be
hard.
safe, the wifey to chain up her legs, remove all her eggs, put them in bags and then lock them away in the safe and send it away on a plane. I'm lucky that I know CPR. My girl heard you this and she died laughing.
So that comment about Tom knowing CPR and then Nova dying laughing is the comment from Matt Lethal when he was dissing Nova for going out with R.A. the Rugged Man, who very funnily I've just done a reaction to, because R.A. the Rugged Man has just done what that was a great track he just did there about boxing. So basically he called it a boxing freestyle, where he goes back into from the beginning of boxing and up until today, just naming all the boxers, male, female, the winners, champions, losers, etc. Yeah, if you get a chance, please listen to that reaction. It's R.A. the Rugged Man and boxing freestyle. I think that was really good, so I made my comments on that. Anyway, so in this case, R.A. the Rugged Man was laying into Tom MacDonald's other half, Nova, saying, sorry, not R.A. the Rugged Man, sorry. Matt Lethal was laying into Nova about her previously going out with R.A. the Rugged Man. So sorry, I had to switch up there. Sorry, guys. That was wrong. So it was Matt Lethal. He was laying his diss down about Nova and R.A. the Rugged Man. So Thomas responded to that, saying that Nova laughed so hard she nearly died. He had to give her CPR and save her life because she laughed so much at Matt Lethal. Oh dear, this is not looking good for Matt Lethal at all. Not good at all,
She
guys.
was bummed we waited like a week and then she went right back into Minecrafting. My girl was on Def Jam. Your girl looked like Death Fam.
Oh, so that's true. Nova was on Def Jam back in the days. So you're on Def Jam, you gotta be good. So basically, he's saying, yeah, that Nova's special, man. She was on Def Jam, but your woman, your girl, looks like death, fam. So basically, he's saying she don't look too hot. She don't look too hot. I'm not going to say too much more on that.
She the Grim Reaper, knew I'd spit ether. She collecting the soul of a dead dad. They're gonna need a whole family of coffins when you Chris Benoit to solve all your problems. The shame and embarrassment.
Oh my, Tom. That's tough, man. That's tough. Chris Benoit. What can I say? So basically, he's saying that you've got a whole load of problems. You're going to have to get some coffins in when he when he Chris Benoit's him. So basically, he's saying Matt Lethal's going to Chris Benoit's family, and that's terrible on so many levels. I mean, Chris Benoit was possibly my favorite WWE wrestler at the time. So it was Chris Benoit and with Eddie Guerrero, and also the man of the million holes, Dean Malenko. They came in from NWA, and they just set WWE alight. But Chris Benoit, the Wolverine, was one of the best technical wrestlers in the game. But he had some serious issues with what was going on in his mind as well. I mean, he had degenerative diseases going on in his brain that weren't discovered. So sadly, really tragically, he ended up murdering his son and his wife, and then hanging himself over one weekend, over a couple of day period. He had actually tried to phone some friends, etc. And the death of Chris Benoit destroyed Eddie Guerrero, and he himself died only 2 or 3 years later from some sort of massive heart disease or heart attack or something like that. So it's a very terrible period in wrestling. A terrible period. Chris Benoit was a great wrestler, but now he's been expunged from history. So basically, what Tom MacDonald is saying is that there could be a murder suicide in your own family. So I'm not going to go too much further into that, but that was a terrible time for me because Chris Benoit was an exceptional wrestler, and to meet his end like that and end his family was really, it traumatized me for a long time. I couldn't process what was going on in his mind, and I just wish that someone could have helped him. But sad times, and rest in peace to all those who died. Anyway, let's get back to the diss here. Matt Lethal sucks.
All of the comments from fans you had, I saw it, you lost them. Ain't dropped an album in 4 years, dog. Rapping is your hobby.
Oh, he's not dropped an album in 4 years. So rapping, yeah, well, you can actually say that's true. Rapping is your hobby. There you go.
My career less than a year, 20,000 physical copies.
And so basically saying he's only been a year in the game, and he's had probably more physical copies than Matt Lethal's had in a very long time.
I have millions of streams, I'm living your dream. You're a glorified YouTuber, look like a meme. Go to stupid extremes, definition of try hard. Watch me rap after eating a Tide Pod, dying for attention. That's
Oh, so he's saying that he's an attention seeker. He'll do anything to get views. So Matt Lethal, is that true, guys? Tell me in the comment section.
why you started this little beef. You're so desperate to
Oh, so that's why you started a beef, Mac. Lethal. So you saw our man, Tom MacDonald, HOG gang, let me know. You saw him coming up on the rails and you felt affected, so you thought you could ride them coattails. Is that right? Is that right? But I think you got more than you bargained for, Matt Lethal. More than you bargained for.
expect that right after this ends, your sex tape probably leaked. You've been on Ellen and Rogan, why aren't you a
So, there's just too much here. I've got to stopping this tape because there's just too much. So basically, now Tom is saying that Matt Lethal's so desperate to be relevant, he's going to release a sex tape, leak a sex tape, and people will probably start getting interested in him again, perhaps.
star? Here, let me tell you, it isn't the bars. It's the way that you look, it's the way that you are. Nobody cares about your music no more. Dog, you do impressions. You rapping 20 styles and you think it's flexing. I got a question. Why you gotta pretend to be everyone else to resemble impression?
Yeah, that's true. So sometimes when people do that, you master like so many different styles, but you don't really get a style of your own. And if you don't get a style of your own, then people can't relate to you. So what Tom is saying is very, very true. So yes, Matt Lethal is actually very good at what he does. I've seen him enough times. I actually saw Matt Lethal before Tom. I first saw Tom MacDonald literally dealing with this scenario with him and Matt Lethal. So that was 2 years ago. So I've been following Tom for 2 years. And yeah, I've been seeing Mac for a little bit longer than that. And yeah, it's true. He needs to master a style, own a style, and then run with it. And potentially he'll have a better, you know. But I can't complain. I can't say anything. Mac's been in the game a long time, so there you go.
If I killed you already, this don't need a sequel. I'm honestly bored with this shit. Feels like I'm kicking the corpse in shoes you can't afford. Feel horrible doing you like this. How many rappers wrote your response? Come on, Dave, give him credit. I know you sent text, I saw with my eyes. I know what you said, Dave, I read it.
So Tom's saying that there's probably a lot of ghostwriters helping Matt Lethal to write his response, single white female. Interesting.
You a real piece of shit. Not like a real piece of shit.
Oh, Tom, you're going in hard now. So he's calling Matt Lethal a POS. That's not nice.
Reddit, you a real piece of shit. Not like a real piece of shit. Like if a piece of shit ate a piece of shit and took a pee and shit, you're that piece of shit. I'm on like 5.
Oh my goodness. Guys, I don't really like using bad language much, but I will this time. So basically, Tom, you can tell he's ticked off. So Mac has hit a raw nerve somewhere. Tom's ticked off. So basically, he called Matt Lethal. He said, like, you're a real piece of shit. No, a real piece of shit. Like, if a piece of shit ate a piece of shit and took a pee and shit, then you're that piece of shit. That's that is just so hard. I'm going to rewind that, guys. That's just mad. Let's see if we can get that.
I know what you said, Dave. I read it. You a real piece of shit. Not like a real piece of shit. Like if a piece of shit ate a piece of shit and took a pee and shit, you're that piece of shit. I'm on like 5 minutes shit, let me see. You were canceled and fired from MTV. The network wanted something fresh and clean. I bet any day they'll be calling me. You left rhyme shares cause you had to. You didn't walk away, wasn't something you planned, dude. Got lost in the drugs in the whirlwind. Caught pants down with another man's girlfriend.
Cool. So what Tom's doing there is he's doing exactly what Mac Lethal did to him. Tom's done his homework. So he said basically that Mac Lethal was fired from MTV and then he got dropped from somewhere else as well. So basically, yeah, Tom's doing his homework.
Piece of shit. Not like a real piece of shit.
Oh.
Like if a piece of shit fucked a piece of shit and got an STD, you're that piece of shit. You got
Oh my. He's done it again. So he just said, excuse the language, guys, you're a piece of shit. No, a real piece of shit. Like if a piece of shit fucked a piece of shit and got an STD, you're that piece. Oh my goodness. Really, Tom, that's just too hard.
walk away, wasn't something you planned, dude. Got lost in the drugs in the whirlwind. Caught pants down with another man's girlfriend. Piece of shit. Not like a real piece of shit. Like if a piece of shit fucked a piece of shit and got an STD, you're that piece of shit. You got a pet bird, bet you never thought you'd be dead first. I'ma put you both in the oven when you get burned. I'ma put you both in a pet urn. Piss into the bottle, mix it up and turn the ash into plaster. Give it to your bitch. Tell her make statues of me just to capture my win. My girl will just spit in her face and we'll dip. Get a hammer and come back and smash it to bits. Put a plaque in his place so that no one forgets that your biggest mistake was as good as it gets for a guy whose career doesn't even exist. It's the peak of the mountain for you. This is it. Your aesthetic is pathetic. You don't get it. I'm pathetic. Your rap pathetics are boring. Fucking Guinness World Record. Be careful what you were.
Oh, mate, Tom has just gone into overdrive there. He's gone overdrive with those alliterations. So I think you were saying like it's like was it Mac's aesthetic was pathetic and something else? Oh, it was just too much. This is the Tom we know. He's gone into overdrive here. Let's see if we can get back into that. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Sorry, this is playing up.
Your biggest mistake was as good as it gets for a guy whose career doesn't even exist. It's the peak of the mountain for you. This is it. Your aesthetic is pathetic. You don't get it. I'm pathetic. Your rap pathetics are boring. Fucking Guinness World Record. Be careful where you were headed. I'm cemented as a legend. David Sheldon severed head is destined to be the evidence. Every room you ever enter, I will always be the elephant. While you try to fit this capital L into develop.
Oh, every room that you enter, I'll always be the elephant. So Tom is the elephant in the room. So basically, no matter where Matt goes, Tom's there. Tom is always going to be there, just on his shoulder, and like like a chip on the shoulder. Mac ain't going to be able to escape him anywhere.
Little land and I send a letter to heaven that explodes when it opens. I hope it gets your attention. I can smell it, you sweating, and it's 11:11. I make a wish that when you die, you come back resurrected, so I can kill you again and again and again for the record. If you feel kind of again, you jump, you get dissected. Oh dear, I can't believe I had to set this shit straight, man. Old ears, I hope you hear exactly what I say, man. I'm here. You said you didn't even know my name, dog. So here, I'll say it so you don't forget again. It's Tom MacDonald, bitch.
Oh man. I remember that like yesterday from 2 years ago, and this is why I just really love Tom MacDonald. Oh, that was incredible. He said, you said that you didn't even know my name. So here, I'll say it again, so you can't forget it. It's Tom MacDonald, bitch. So I think that was right. But he said like, And it's true because what's his name? Matt Lethal was saying, "Oh, I don't even know who Tom MacDonald is. You know, I wasn't directing my tweets towards Tom MacDonald. I was directing it towards someone else. I've never even heard of Tom MacDonald." Blah 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 blah. So basically, Tom ended his last diss with the same words. So he said, "You didn't even know my name. So here it is, and I'll say it so you don't forget it again. It's Tom MacDonald." And it's that last punch, bitch. That really just set it up. I love that. That was brilliant, guys. Let me just see. Sorry, my machinery's not playing up too good, so I apologize for that already.
Hey man, I'm here. You said you didn't even know my name, dog. So here, I'll say it so you don't forget again. It's Tom
Tom
MacDonald,
MacDonald,
bitch.
bitch. Oh, mate, that was really, really good. So, guys, Hangover Gang, Tom MacDonald and Mac Lethal sucks. And that was the Mac Lethal diss number 2. So, what do you think? Was it well worth the wait? Did you like listening to that? Should we play those last few bars again, that last refrain? Just let Tom MacDonald let us know what he's up to. I mean, did Tom actually let Mac Lethal know what it was on his mind? Did Tom come hard enough? I mean, you know, did Tom come hard enough? Who knows?
Me what I say, man. I'm here. You said you didn't even know my name, dog. So here, I'll say it so you don't forget again. It's Tom MacDonald, bitch.
I think he had a lot of fun doing that as well. So, guys, that was Tom MacDonald, and that was the diss number 2, Mac Lethal sucks. So basically, Tom MacDonald came out first. He was dissing Mac Lethal. Mac Lethal responded with single white female. That was kind of hard, actually. And then Tom came and with a coup de grace, left the smackdown. That's a wrestling term, by the way. So he just left the smackdown, and he came back with Mac Lethal diss number 2. There were so many hard hitting rhymes, so many home runs in that I just can't really go into them too much. But basically, he came with everything. He came with how Mac Lethal looks, his age. He responded to Mac Lethal diss about Nova. He came really hard on that. He called Mac Lethal a piece of shit twice, and those were just hard rhymes. Like, if a real piece of shit took a shit in a piece of shit, you're that piece of shit. And then he said, if a real piece of shit got an STD from a piece of shit, you're that piece of shit. I mean, really? Listen, I don't like using bad language too much, but sometimes you have to actually use that language just to express yourself and express what you feel. And I actually think that Tom using those words, etc., the POS, etc., it just showed you that he was being for real. No messing around. So I mean, if Mac Lethal comes back with something else, Tom knows, and Mac Lethal knows he's probably going to get buried. But there you go. I mean, he also spoke about he did his own homework, because Mac Lethal did some homework allegedly, asking around about Tom MacDonald. So Tom MacDonald did some homework. He found out, Mac was sacked from various jobs. He wasn't all that. He's meant to be a multi-millionaire, but he's not as rich as he says he is. He's got this, that, and the third. Blah 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 blah. So basically, Tom took everything Mac Lethal did to him, spun it on its tail, threw it back at Mac Lethal, and I think that was just hard. And the funny thing about that is that only at the very end did he go into the double, triple time rhyming as well, when he was using the aesthetics, etc. Sort of lyrics going on about Mac Lethal, etc. But he was kind of refrained, kind of really restrained in a lot of the responses, but it's the lyrics that were hitting hard. So I really enjoyed that. I mean, to be honest with you, I enjoyed the whole beef. So from what Tom was saying, from Mac Lethal's response, and then to Tom's coup de grace here. So, that was incredible. And I think, what was that thing he said? It was a good thing he learned CPR, because Nova died laughing at what Mac Lethal said about R.A. the Rugged Man. So there you go. He's covered everything, covered all bases. He didn't back down from anything. And at the very end, he finished it really nicely. You said you didn't even know my name, dog. So here it is. I'll say it to you so you don't forget it again. I'm Tom MacDonald, biatch, and that's it, all over, end of story, end of game. Mac Lethal try and respond, probably not, or it's going to take a very long time for him to respond from that. So that's 1-0, or you can even say 2-0 to Tom, in my opinion. I loved it. It was great. I loved the music. I loved the video. I loved the fact that half of it was in black and white as well, some in colour. Yeah, it was all gravy, guys, all gravy. That was fantastic. So, guys, I really hope you like my reaction. I hope you don't mind me taking so long with getting my reaction out to you guys. But you know, a few things happened. A few things went wrong with my system, etc., etc. So I had to put it back together again. I've got all the sticking plasters, etc., etc. So I need to get some money together to to do some operative surgery on my system. But guys, whilst I'm getting all that together, please can you still like and subscribe, and please share this with your friends. But also hit that notification bell so that will let you know when I drop a reaction, and I'll be dropping as many reactions as I can. Also, please put in the comment section, you know, like if you like, if you didn't like, etc. But also put in the comment section, you know, sort of what other songs you want me to react to, who else you want me to react to, and just, you know, we have a two-way conversation. I really do enjoy reading all your comments, guys. Hangover Gang, love reading your comments. You say some of the nicest things, but also you actually update me on a lot of stuff that I don't know. So guys, in this Matt Lethal disc #2, if there's stuff I missed out, please let me know. If there's stuff that I got wrong, please let me know as well, because there's a lot of stuff that I don't know about. So, you know, I'm learning on this journey as well. So guys, we're on a journey together, and this journey is going to be a long journey, but it's going to be an exciting journey, and it's going to be a wonderful journey. Like, listening to this track again today, it's the first time I've heard this in a couple of years as well. It made me laugh. It's really brought some cheer to my cheeks, guys. So I love it. I love doing this. I love reacting to, especially to Tom MacDonald. I love it. I love the Hangover Gang. So guys, please just let me know, you know, if there's anyone else you want me to react to, if there's any songs from Tom you want me to react to, anything like that. And I'll still be doing some Tom shorts as well. So any little thing that comes along that I think is interesting or relevant, I'll stick it out there for you guys. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for listening, watching, and interacting with me as well. Have an absolutely fantastic day. Really look after yourselves, guys. And yeah, thank you very much, guys. That's all I can say. Thank you. Thank you.